Thanks, baby. Are you ready? Jungkook, my Mr. Danger Bunny, asked, his deep voice echoing silently in the quiet night air. I nodded quietly, clenching my handbook shirt lightly as we started walking into the dense forest. The moonlight filtered through the trees, casting a shadow on the ground. Hey, Mr. Danger Bunny. I have heard about your ex-wives and didn't even last one day with you. I'm honestly surprised I have lasted weeks. Jungkook stopped walking for a brief moment and turned his head, his eyes sharp gaze piercing through me behind his mask. He didn't say a word, just started walking faster. Geez, wait a moment. I went running to catch up. As we walked deeper into the forest, my chest felt heavy with uneasy. Finally, I asked softly, Taehyung, hey, Mr. Danjamani, are you sure you're okay? Jungkook nodding silently. We kept walking until we reached the last wooden house, tucked away between the trees. Once inside, we went to our separate rooms, but I couldn't stop thinking about him, about his eyes, about the way he had, and about his wants. I bite my lips back, passing back and forth in my room. Maybe I should go, just check on him. He wouldn't mind, right? Gathering my courage, I crossed the narrow hallway and slowly opened the door to his room. Hey, Mr. Hess. My words died in my throat. Jungkook stood there, shirtless, his muscles back. But in scars, so many scars that my breath catch in my throat. My eyes widen as I froze in the doorway. He turned his head towards me sharply, and then that's when I realized he still had his mask on. I couldn't see his whole face, just those haunting, fearing eyes. Slowly, I walked closer, my hands reached out before I could stop myself, gently brushing against his largest scar that ran diagonally across his back. Taehyung, how did you get this? I track in the thick, rough jungle. It's nothing, just happened when I went into battle. He mumbled, his tone nodded, guarded, his heart edged. My heart edged as my eyes roamed over his body. There still weren't just few scars, there were dozen, maybe 100. Taehyung whispering, let me help. I pointed to the fresh wound on his side. Jungkook's eyes softened slightly before he silently handed me the kind they used in old days before modern medicine. Taking a deep breath, I deepened my fingers into the powder. My heart was racing, but he didn't even flinch. Then, does it hurt? Jungkook shook his head silently. The room was completely quiet except for our soft breaths as I walked. After a while, I finally pulled back. Damn, finished. Uncle, thank you. He took his containers from me and closed it with a soft click. I hesitated, my chest tightened. Then, before I could stop myself, Taehyung, how can you go through all this alone? My fingers gently tracked along his scars again. Jungkook coldly, because I don't need anyone now. My lace sprouted automatically slung by Millie spotted automatically stung by his words. I had to run the moment I mumbled. He didn't respond, just pulled on his black shirt, hiding those scars from me again. Jungkook, I stared at him for a moment, then asked hesitantly, can I sleep here today? His head snapped towards me, his sharp gaze practically pinning me in place. My breath catch and I clenches nervously, backing towards the door step by step. Then Okay, I'm going. I laughed awkwardly, my back hitting the wall as his eyes followed my every move. Finally, I turned and blotted out of the room, my heart pounding wildly. Even as I closed my door behind me, I could still feel the weight of his gaze on me and the edge of those scars in my heart. 1 week later, Jungkook sat at the low wooden desk, papers scattered everywhere as he focused on drafting important documents for his military camp. His mask was secured tightly on his face, as always, covering most of his features. On the side of the room, Thing was lazily sprawled across. Jungkook glancing up with a sigh. What do you want, Taehyung? Taehyung smirking mischievously. Am I bothering you, Mr. Danjabani? Jungkook, yes. And what are you doing? His eyes narrowed when he saw Taehyung taking off his shoes and nicely placing them beside the bed. Taehyung getting comfortable, he lay back with a satisfied sigh. Jungkook frustratedly running a hand through his hair. No, go to your room. Taehyung plopping the dramatically nope. Jungkook gritting his teeth. Why are you so annoying, huh? Go bother someone else. Taehyung grinning breathily. Because I want to bother my Mr. Tanjabani. Jungkook growing. Leave me alone. Taehyung titled his head with a pout. Okay, but don't tell your real name first. But tell me your real name first. Jungkook answering instantly no. Taehyung winning loudly. Why? Taehyung had been crushed up his face before dramatically flopping back down onto Jungkook's pillow. Taehyung, I'm bored. Jungkook without looking up. Then leave and go do something. Taehyung sitting up, swinging his feet over the edge of the bed. Will you do something with me then? Jungkook, no, I have work. His tone was flat and final. Taehyung rolled his eyes so hard it was almost audible. Taehyung mocking him, work, and work. That's all you ever do. You wouldn't let me go outside of the city. You wouldn't let me just stay here and relax. What else can I do except bother you, huh? Jungkook paused, glancing at him for a brief moment before silently returning to his writing. Taehyung sighing deeply, muttering unbelievable. Eventually, he gave up and crawled onto the ball of on Jungkook's bed, trudging off into a light nap. 4 hours later, Jungkook shaking him gently. Wake up, it's time for lunch. Taehyung instantly alert, eyes plopping open. Food? Jungkook nodding once. Taehyung jumped up like an excited puppy, quickly slipping his shoes back on before following Jungkook out of the room. Without thinking, he legged onto Jungkook's pinky finger as they walked, a habit that Jungkook pretended to hate but secretly didn't mind. Taehyung's eyes wide, smiling in awe. Wow! As they walked through the living marketplace, Taehyung said, in the every direction, people were bustling about, some selling, some buying. It was so different from the hometown where people constantly argue over pieces even when they were fair. Here, there are laughter, light, bargaining, and mutual respect. Jungkook, we are here. His deep voice brought Taehyung's attention back. Taehyung nodding eagerly as Jungkook guided him inside a cozy restaurant. They sat at a table near the corner. Jungkook removed the bottom pair of his mask, relieving only his sharp jaw and lips. Taehyung grinning mischievously. Mr. Danjavani, can you get wine? Immediately, Jungkook shook his head firmly. Jungkook, no. Jungkook did not handle wine well. 1 cup and he was completely gone. Taehyung pouting, tucking on Jungkook's sleeve. Oh, why? Jungkook really no. His tone was final, but Taehyung, being Taehyung, wasn't about to listen. When Jungkook excused himself to the restroom, Taehyung quickly ordered some wine and hid it under the table with a mischievous giggle. After they finished eating, they returned to their rooms. Jungkook went back to his work while Taehyung, as usual, took another nap in Jungkook's room. Dinner time. Jungkook calling out, Taehyung, do you want dinner or not? Taehyung, babbling nonsense. Right in Jungkook's face. Oi, let me finish. Taehyung, then you can put some people here so you don't get hurt when someone tries to sneak attack. Jungkook, Taehyung, there are people there. Taehyung blinking blankly. What? Oh, the dots? He he clenched to himself. Jungkook, that pain. Do you want dinner or not? Taehyung shaking his head. No. Jungkook, are you sure? He studies Taehyung carefully. Taehyung nodding with a lazy smile. Jungkook sighed, walking to his table. He started returned with a small packet of snacks and handed it to Taehyung. Jungkook did this thing brightly, Mr. Danger Bunny. Thank you. Softly, now go to your room, change clothes, and brush your teeth. Then we are done eating. Taehyung playfully saluting. Yes, sir. He leaned in and kissed Jungkook's cheek before escaping towards the door. Here, you have this one. Bye bye. Jungkook froze, completely catch off guard. Slowly, a small smile crept across his lips as he absentmindedly touched his cheek. Once the young left, Jungkook bathed, brushed his teeth, and returned to his desk to work. But before long, bang! The door flew open. Taehyung grinning widely. Mr. Danger Bunny, Jungkook glaring. What do you want now? Scolding playfully. Oh, don't be so annoyed or angry at all the times. It's not good for your health. He plopped onto the bed dramatically, Jungkook groaning. Leave me alone, Taehyung. Nope. Jungkook turned to him with a sharp look. Jungkook, how did you even get in here? I locked the door. Taehyung, shrugging. Casually, I picked the lock. Jungkook in disbelief. I told you to leave me alone. Why do you keep bothering me? Taehyung smiling sweetly. And I told you I will not leave you alone. Now come here, my husband, and let me hold you. Jungkook rolling his eyes as he removed his shoes. I don't need you to hold me. Now leave. Taehyung pouting her. But you do. Jungkook turning sharply. And what makes you think that? Taehyung was softening. Serious now because I hear your cries at night. I hear you calling for someone to help you. I hear your sobs, your sniffles, but most important, Jungkook, I feel you fear. Jungkook froze. His body tense. Jungkook coldly, you are wrong. I don't cry. Shake his head, but you are wrong. Everyone has fear. Yours just happen to be letting someone into your heart and then having them suddenly leave you. The room went quiet. Jungkook's hand trembled slightly as he unfastened the strap of his mask, relieving more of his face. Jungkook has a voice, even if it's true. What makes you think you can help me? Taehyung determined as signing because I will be the person you love, the one who will never leave you. I will show you, Jungkook. Now come lie down. Jungkook rolled his eyes, muttering under his breath, but he eventually sat beside him on the bed. Jungkook, okay, you can leave me. Leave now, huh? He yelped when Taehyung suddenly grabbed his arm, pulling him across his waist and holding him firmly. Sleep now. To Jungkook's own surprise, he didn't fight it. Instead, he found himself snuggling closer and into Taehyung's chest. He felt safe, comfortable. Jungkook mumbling, Sleepily, you said it. Taehyung, stroking his hair, said what? Jungkook, that you will never leave me. His voice grew heavy with sleep. Taehyung, whispering firmly, and I wouldn't. The last thing Jungkook felt before drifting into slumber was soft kiss be- being pressed to tip of his nose, a silent promise that Taehyung would always keep. 3 weeks later, ever since that night, Jungkook and Taehyung had grown much closer, like true husband and wife. They often spent the night in each other's rooms, sometimes falling asleep mid conversation, sometimes just wrapped around one another in silence. All the servants and townspeople were secretly jealous whenever they saw the two walking hand in hand through the street. Jungkook has he was still quiet and reserved, but he no longer carried that bitter coldness in his gaze, at least not when he was with Taehyung. When dealing with others, his way of keeping calm was simple. He just didn't speak to them at all. Taehyung excitedly, are you ready, Mr. Denjabani? Jungkook nodding and doing the straps of his mask carefully. Jungkook, are you sure about this? Taehyung is smiling softly, taking his hand. I'm positive, Jungkook. You don't need to hide yourself anymore, Jungkook had finally told Taehyung his real name, but when they were around others, Taehyung still called him Mr. Denjabani because he knew Jungkook didn't want anyone else to know. Jungkook taking a deep breath. Okay, he said, his mask gently on the desk. Taehyung grinning, come on, he took a Jungkook out the door, lacking their fingers together. Jungkook's face remained stark as they walked through the bustling crowd. Everywhere they went, eyes within followed them. Villager 1 whispering, so handsome. Villager 2 gasping, why did he hide his face all the time? Jungkook ignores the whispers. Jungkook, are you going home today? Taehyung nodding while chewing a piece of fruit. We have to live in a little while. Jungkook frowned slightly, wiping Taehyung's lips with his thumb. Don't be messy. Taehyung just grinned and continued eating in his own charming way, completely ignoring Jungkook's scolding. After gathering what they needed, they later that evening they arrived at Taehyung's family estate. Taehyung softly calmed down. He placed a hand on Jungkook's chest when he noticed the glare. Jungkook was soothing at the moment in front of them. Taehyung's mother in a fake cheerful tone. Hey Taehyungi, how have you been? Jungkook coldly, wise like ice. Don't speak. Taehyung's mother smiled flatly. Taehyung's father, however, greeted them warmly, leading everyone to the dining room dinner dan for dinner. Gina, Taehyung's sister, here, father, your gift. She handed him with a painting with a smug smile. Taehyung's father smiling gently. Thank you, Gina. He examined the painting. He examined the painting through though there was something oddly fake about it. Then grinning, hey, Appa, I brought something for you too. He handed over a beautiful crafted fan. They had over one his father had always wanted since Taehyung was a child. Taehyung's father eyes witness. You still remember this? He hugged Taehyung tightly, his voice filled with genuine happiness. Gina muttering under her breath, fake. Jungkook sharp and cuddly, it's not fake. Thanks, mother, is coughing whatever. You are nothing but an ugly killer. Why do you wear that mask anyway? Taehyung instantly furious, slamming his hand on the table. Hey, don't talk to my husband like that. He wears it for a reason that is none of your business, and he is not ugly. He is the most handsome man I have ever met. Taehyung's mother sneaking lies. Taehyung was about to retaliate again when Jungkook kisses his hand firmly, silently telling him to calm down. Without saying a word, Jungkook reaches her with his free hand and began undoing the strap of his mask. Taehyung alarmed, whispering, Mr. Danger Bunny, you don't have to. Jungkook shook his head and gave Taehyung a reassuring look. Gas filled the room. His face was breathtaking, sharp jawline, smooth pale skin, and intense eyes formed by soft dark hair. Jungkook coldly glaring at two women. Happy? The women were left speechless, shocked by his overwhelming beauty. Taehyung standing by, bowing silently to his father. Appa, we will go. Taehyung's father, smiling warmly, rest well, son. He hugged Taehyung and shook Jungkook's hand firmly, showing his approval before letting them leave. Once in their shared chamber, both bathed and changed into comfortable clothes. Taehyung immediately went to Jungkook's room, climbing onto the bed beside him. Taehyung softly brushing Jungkook's hair back. Are you sure you are okay, Jungkook? Jungkook clenching friendly. Yes. Taehyung pouting. Are you sure? You are positive? Jungkook smiled, hugging him tightly against his chest. Jungkook warmly. I am positive, baby. Taehyung hugged him satisfied and snuggled closer. Jungkook, now sleep. Taehyung, serious tone. If you have another nightmare, wake me up. Jungkook softly, I will. The room was peaceful. They both were just breathing, beginning to drift off when there was a sudden knock on the door. Both Jungkook and Taehyung gone. Sitting up, Taehyung went to open the door with Jungkook sleepily wrapping his arm around Taehyung from behind. Gina, surprised. What are you doing here? She glared at Taehyung. Taehyung coldly, no? What are you doing here in my husband's store? Gina is smirking faintly. I'm here to make a proposal. She pushed past Taehyung, her eyes scanning the room. When she spotted Jungkook, her smirk within, but quickly faded when she saw him clinging tightly to Taehyung, burying his face in Taehyung's neck and breathing his accent. Gina, annoyed. Excuse me, she grabbed Taehyung's arm to pull him away, but Jungkook crawled low in his throat and yanked Taehyung back into his arms protectively. Jungkook darkly, his voice low and dangerous. What do you want? Gina acting sweet. I'm here to talk to you. Jungkook leaned down and whispered in Taehyung's ear, telling him to sit on the bed. Taehyung obeyed, pulling Jungkook along with him. Gina followed, visibly irritated. Jungkook pointing to the chair. You can sit there. Gina frowned, clearly wanted to sit beside Jungkook, but her irritation grew when Jungkook sat on the bed and wrapped his arm around Taehyung's waist, resting his head comfortably on Taehyung's shoulder. Jungkook coldly, what do you want to say? Gina, I want to speak with you alone. Jungkook shaking head. Anything you need to say, you can say it in front of my wife. Taehyung groaned, smacking his lips in frustration. How many times do I have to tell you I am a man, Jungkook? I am your husband, not your wife. Jungkook rolling his eyes. Whatever. You are still my wife, Taehyung. I am your husband, Jungkook. You are my wife, Taehyung. I am your husband. The playful barking continued, both back and forth, neither willing. Jungkook, you are my wife, Taehyung. I am your husband. Suddenly, Gina raised her voice, cutting them both off. Gina boldly, I would like to be with you now. Jungkook and Taehyung in perfect unison, stunned. What? To be continued. Hope you will enjoy this story. And how was it? This episode, comment me down. I will be back soon. Bye bye. Parahe.